And it's so refreshing. I mean, we can. So,
Yes.
welcome everybody to a new episode of Power Minutes with Alex Steinberg and myself, and we are delighted to be here. It's summer. You can see it on the screen of Alex,
Exactly.
and I hope you're enjoying your holidays. We continue giving you input. Giving you value. We do our best. We are Marisa and Alexander, and it's our mission to help you, to give you tools for awareness and self development that can help you really to make conscious change in your life. And today we have an exciting topic I think is exciting in all ages and for everybody, which is the art of good questioning. How can we ask good questions, and what is this? And I think when we are all children, we are all natural born questioners. We are asking all the time, especially to our parents. I recall when my son was little and he was having difficulties in falling asleep, and he was asking why to everything. And I had to really, it was just a proof of my patience
Yes.
on those days.
Nicely said.
Yes, yes. And I have an interesting figure here is children in the age between 2 and 5 years, they ask an average of 40,000 questions.
That is amazing, isn't it? This statistic, I love it because it tells us what we are born with, right? This
Yes.
natural curiosity. It's
I
amazing.
unfortunately I don't have the figure how this develops as we grow older. But my assumption and what I have seen from experience is that it dramatically drop as we get older. Not for everybody, but for many people. So what do you think about this, Alex? Did you have the same experience?
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for starting out with such a beautiful example how our natural curiosity is just at the outset of our lives given to us, right? We all are equipped with this. We are curious, we want to learn. And oh yes, I said it. This is actually the it's the core of learning, isn't it? Asking questions. And as you said, it's about asking your parents, asking other people, it's about asking yourself. And now this is where I come in as a relational psychologist. It's a fantastic tool as well to build better relationships, because what we do when we ask questions, we actually can learn so much about the other person's point of view. Not only we learn about a topic, but also about what the other person is thinking about the same topic. Now, I brought today my favorite questions in terms of my own, whenever I bond with somebody or whenever I want to find out how the other person views this, my top questions. So here's one I really love. It's a very open question. It's also the power of open questions, right?
Mhm.
It's basically tell me more. Tell me
Mm.
more about your point of view. I love that because it doesn't judge, it's open, and it doesn't initially already set the stage of what you think about a topic. It's just tell me more about your experience or tell me more about what you think about a topic.
Wow, so
Then the
good.
other one I love is how do you actually feel about this? Now, this is less about the topic, it's about your point of view on something. And when you actually say that, I mean, for me, it works always. If somebody asks me that, it means to me that the person is respecting that I might have a different point of view, right? And so
Yes.
we talked in one of our previous ones, remember, we talked about the power of diversity, tolerance, being open to other points of views. So the act of actually asking questions, open-ended questions, is for me also in the nucleus of diversity.
Absolutely.
And
I
the
mean,
third one, sorry, I forgot the third one. And the third one, the important question for me, that is something I only do when I feel, oh, the other person is kind of getting shy or not wanting to tell me everything about it, or I can feel the other person does not agree. You know, sometimes you have that feeling, you feel, oh, the other person is not in tune with what I just said. So I might ask, what are your boundaries on this topic? How do you, again, how
Mhm.
do you feel? What are your boundaries? But that
Mm.
really goes into the relationship. That's less on learning about the topic, right? It's
Yes.
actually respecting the person and asking, okay, what is your boundary about it? Because we might have also complete reservation about a topic because we had a negative experience.
Yes, and especially in close relationships. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
where the boundaries get touched more often. And I think that this is really important because how many times do we assume that people think the same way we do,
Ah, yes, you say
or
that so many
that they
times. Exactly.
understand what we are saying. And
Yeah.
it's most of the cases it's not, because we have the filter of perception,
Yes.
all of
So
us.
well put.
That's the source
Exactly.
of, that's the source of misunderstanding. That's the source of bias. And
And we
we
believe our
assume.
own thoughts. That's the best one, right? We believe our own
Yeah,
thoughts. We think, yeah, I have seen that like that the last 20 years, so it must be right. No,
yes,
it's not.
it's just your experience. Yeah, we know that we
Yeah.
are biased because we couldn't manage the amount of information that income our brain. So the brain
Yeah.
has developed that mechanism. But so I think asking, do you have a different opinion? How do you see that? Um, is a it's humbleness for you, but it's also an availability to learn from others, to see
Yes.
my point of view is not necessarily the right one. It's just the way I see things. So let's ask
Exactly.
somebody else to see if my assumptions are true. And there is something that is called collective intelligence, which is,
Yes. Very good.
and it's the power of diversity. It's the same thing. So
Yeah,
you have
because you
multiple
start to
points.
construct something, right? We talked
Yes,
about this many times as well, what it creates. And now we come nicely to the next topic. Oh, and I just see, sorry, I just saw we have a book recommendation. Thank you so much by Oh, sorry, Katarina. I probably mispronounced your name. You might, please feel free to correct us how to pronounce your name. So you recommend a book, Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. Oh, excellent. Thank you. That
excellent.
is
Yes,
excellent.
Marielle. And I think this probably refers to the questions you ask to yourself.
Nice.
When we were talking about the topic of communication, which is very important, but what about our self-questioning, which is one of the things that stop us from change? So if we don't
Exactly.
question ourselves, if we don't question the way we're doing things, maybe the things we're not that happy to, how can we evolve?
Oh, thank you. We have the name now. Kate. So sorry about the
So
mispronunciation.
that,
Thank you, Kate, for your contribution. That's very kind. And if
yeah.
I may just add, sorry, because I dropped my previous thought, we're nicely going over to the topic of innovation. And I just wanted to say, as soon as you then start to learn about the point of view of the other, you start to co-create, because collective intelligence is actually combining your points of view and your thoughts, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, and there's a good definition of. There's also a very good a book from Warren Berger, which is called "A More Beautiful Question," and I will share a sketch
Mm.
note that I did about this book. And
Oh, cool.
he describes that questions plus action it's equal innovation.
Ah, nicely
But
put.
it's
Yes,
you're
that's
really
nice.
asking and then put into your movement. Questions alone, yeah, maybe it's if you don't do anything with that answers, it's quite passive.
Yeah, we need
So
to act on them. Can we do a short reminder for those of you who are joining us for the first time? What we actually did for you as a takeaway, also, we put online a free initiation course of our course we did as two successful entrepreneurs. So please feel free to check out the QR code we have here on the top right hand side, right?
yes, that's what I think
Voilà.
everybody sees.
Ah, and we have another viewer who asks us about the book name you just
Yes,
mentioned.
it's called A More Beautiful Question by Warren Berger. And I will share a sketch note and you will see it in the comment of this event today for you.
Brilliant.
A summary of the book.
And also, so we said innovations, co-creation. Now, I think, yes, we had prepared two examples, one of the past and one of right now in the new era. Do you want to start with the past?
Yes, yes, and we have one example. I mean, we have, of course, many different questions. There are types of questions that are very, very, very generic or very general. And in this book, Warren Berger asks three types of questions. It is the why are we doing things? It's about questioning ourselves, but also questioning the group, a team, or whatever collective effort we're doing. So why, which is, I think, very close to what you mentioned in another call about Simon Sinek.
Ah,
The
yes, The
golden
Golden
circle.
Circle by Simon Sinek, the very famous one in terms of why, what is actually the purpose of the thing, right?
Yes. Then there's another type of question, which is the what if, and what and why not? What if I would try something different? This is
Mm.
the realm of curiosity where children experiment. And I have one example of how the first cell phone was invented. And you never, I mean, if you plan this, you never come with that idea. And it was Marty Cooper, who was an engineer at Motorola in the 70s. And he was researching and doing the telephone cars. Yes, in that time, there were already the first phone cars. And then he was watching a cartoon of Dick Tracy on television, and he saw that he was wearing a wrist radio. And then he connected the dots and he said, okay, if I can put a telephone in the car, why cannot I put a telephone on my hand? And so came the idea of the first handy in the 70s.
Brilliant. Exactly. And it didn't start with a large analysis of all the landline telephones that have been out there. It started with a question, right? That is the point we want to make with this example.
Yes. Yes. And you want
And
to
now,
share an current example of today?
yes. And now, if we may move fast forward to 2024 in terms of what we are living, all of us now, is we are moving into a complete new era, right? We're currently living a disruption by technology, AI, artificial intelligence. So now, what I actually wanted to mention is, well, we share this a lot, don't we? And we even shared this in our course, that we feel these new technologies now, they challenge us to even ask ourselves, and this is the self-pointed questions, to challenge us daily on, could I not do this, what I have done the last years in this way, in another way? So that's the how, right? The why, what, how. How do I do things? Because the technologies give us new tools. So how do I go about leveraging my experience? How do I go about collaborating? And so the question would be, okay, is there a different way? Might there be a different way?
Or
Oh,
better,
let me know, what do you ask yourself daily? Dear
yes,
Maria Luisa.
I mean, we have to really consciously take time to ask that questions, that because this is could mean a disruption in our routine and the way
Yeah,
we do
the
things.
process, the
Yes,
system we're working. Yeah.
yes, and I think, I mean, the more general questions of why are we doing this way? And you know, when I was working in in a big corporation, many times I hear the question. The answer is because we always have done it like this.
Yeah.
But this answer, you cannot use it anymore. Yeah, in
Yeah, you
today's
can't.
world.
I mean, you can use it maybe for a week. You can use it for a week. You know, you need to constantly build learning systems, disrupt yourself, and build them again. And companies are going through the same challenge. But the cycle of reinventing your learning system or your production system is actually getting much shorter, right?
Yes,
And so that's the challenge.
we need to make decisions faster. So the how requires more specific questions, like the what I am missing here.
Hmm.
What would be a different way to solve this problem?
Yeah.
What didn't I try so far?
What have I not looked at? Is there a different perspective? And this is where, again, other people come in, and human intelligence, if I may stress that again. The human intelligence is, for me, also this proof of, still, if we have now artificial intelligence, we can ask artificial intelligence this question as well. We can say, okay, give me all types of perspectives you have learned about on. But then asking a human and their experience might be even more enriching, because they might have some creative ideas that artificial intelligence so far has not generated. So for me, at the moment, the essence is to combine them in such a way that, okay, that inspires me. Wow, that gives a complete new outlook on what I've done so far.
Yes, and I think it is really this ability. It's always important. It was always important because it's the way we learn. That, especially when it comes to generative artificial intelligence, prompting is nothing else as asking the right questions.
Exactly. And so if we speak about prompt engineering, that new discipline that is even taught at universities now, that is learning how to ask the right questions. Not saying that there's one right question. We all know that there's no right and wrong, only in certain disciplines, okay? Brackets closed. But in terms of artificial intelligence, even because it's so fast evolving, we even then need to relearn again how to prompt it in such a way that I get what I'm looking for, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
So,
So we're
and
almost
now,
close. Yeah, close to the end.
exactly, I'm just wanting to respect the time of our viewers. We have actually a surprise, right? We wanted to ask the audience a little question in terms of what we debated before. Do you want to ask it?
I don't know what this
Okay. So I will do it because, dear viewers, we have prepared for you something that we want your opinion on. when we prepared these 15 minutes for you, we were like also talking about age. And there is this perception at the beginning of this live stream, you said that, right? There is this perception that naturally with age, the amount of questions or the amount of, let's say, creativity you have is decreasing, right? And for me, my personal view on this, but this is why we want to put that question out there to you, dear viewers, I think, and I haven't got a study here to prove it, but I think it's not related to age. And if I have understood you correctly, you think as well.
I know now. I remember now. Yes.
And that is something we want to ask you. Please let us know in the comments. What do you think? Is the art of co-creating, innovating, being creative, or asking questions, is that decreasing with age? Do we naturally kind of close down with age? Is that a natural thing? What do you think about it?
Yes, it would be a good question. And also, if the question, maybe the important question is, why do we stop questioning? Why do we stop asking questions? What do you
And why
think
do
is
we
the
take
reason?
things for granted so much? I mean, if we talk about our everyday struggle of being successful, it's not a struggle. I just want to say sometimes it's really hard to keep on challenging yourself and you all know that, and to say, okay, I've asked myself this question now, and I know that this will work from the past. Should I ask myself again? You know, how much can we take of that self-challenge?
Yes. Yes. So this is a question for the audience. We answer this question in the comments later after today's. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see your suggestions, your ideas. I think we can close now. I have still the last quote of Albert Einstein.
We have a quote.
Yes, which
Yeah.
is very significant. He said, if I have 1 hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask. And once I know the proper question, I could solve the problem in less than 5 minutes.
That is very inspiring. Yes. Shall we leave it just there, dear
I will
viewers?
leave it
Take
as
this
there.
inspirational Albert Einstein quote and please leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this topic.
See you next time.